So the first topic I am going to tackle is professionalism among truck drivers. Now you say, hey, what are you wasting your time with that? We know what to do. It's all just common sense. You're wasting your time. We already know all that crap. Well, I've got news for you. Not all truck drivers do. And I don't want to lay it all on the new drivers because that's an unfair statement. I've seen some pretty unprofessional ways of dress and behavior from older drivers. So no prejudice here against anyone, but this is just common sense stuff. But it can't be that common sense or I wouldn't be doing this video, now would I? As you all know, there's a lack of courtesies amongst truck drivers for general basic stuff. And why is that? Where does that come from? Were some of these drivers raised in a barn? Maybe they couldn't care less about their fellow drivers, and I think to a certain degree that's the case, and they think, hey, why should I have to clean up after myself? I'll wear whatever the fluff I want as well. And I'll throw my garbage wherever I want. An entitled attitude. And again, you'll find some critics of the trucking industry say, hey, that's the new drivers, it's not the old school drivers. Well, old school does mean being respectful of your fellow drivers and proud of your profession and putting forth the image that you are proud of what you do and want to excel at what you do. But that's not always the case. There is a lack of empathy and respect for other people, for each other, for people at the truck stops, for other people on the road. I don't know. But you know what? In all fairness, it's not just truck drivers. This, I find, is among the public in general. But for all intents and purposes, we're focused on truck drivers here. That's all we care about right now. Maybe some of these drivers hate their jobs. Their jobs suck. Well, you know what? Get out then. Get out. But don't crap on everybody else and give everybody else a bad name. Like, who are you to set the tone? Because it does. It taints the industry. And God only knows, this industry has been tainted enough. Truck drivers have a poor enough bad reputation as it already is. So we don't need to make it worse. We need to make it better. And sometimes I think, well, maybe genuinely there are some drivers that just don't know any better, particularly the new guys. They don't know that some of these things are rude. Let's say rude. I have picked 10 what I would call common courtesies and best practices for being a professional truck driver. Unwritten rules of the road, okay? No particular order. I've picked 10. We did a video long ago where Dave and I picked 5, but I had a hard time narrowing it down. I kind of reassessed everything that he said and that we had talked about in the past, and I've come up with 10. So here we go. Number 1. Use the truck stop bathrooms. Now, I'm not going to get into the details of what some of the methodologies that some truck drivers use to dispose of bodily wastes. Not going to go there. Not going to go there. Just use the truck stop bathrooms. Just do it, okay? Just do it. Number 2, don't block the fuel aisle. And that's a huge one. That's a huge one. I have been with Dave multiple times, and we sit in line at the pumps because 3 trucks up, some yin-yang is parked, and gone in for takeout and a bathroom break, And if you get a whole bunch of guys doing this at the fuel pumps, come on, get real, right? It just holds everybody up. And who are you to hold everybody up? If everybody did that, what a freaking disaster it would be. So no, don't do that. Go find a parking spot. When you've done your thing, you've got your fuel, pull ahead. pull ahead so somebody can go around you. The next guy can come up. Hey, right? It's like kindergarten. Give the next person a chance, the next person in line. Don't hog it all up. It is not all about you. It is not all about you. I know it's hard to believe for some of you, but it's not. It's not. Pull out of the way. It's pretty simple. Put your garbage in the garbage cans. Now, I am a school teacher by trade, and that's one of the things that we teach kindergarten kids. Don't litter. Don't put garbage on the ground. Put your garbage in a garbage can. Where it belongs, where it freaking well belongs. Why would you throw it on the ground? Why would you do that? You know, and then truck drivers say, whoa, we don't have enough parking and garbage cans at truck stops. These towns don't want you in their towns because there's so many truck drivers that litter and leave a freaking mess. So really, truly, no wonder they don't want truck stops in their town, right? So just put litter where it belongs, in the garbage can. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple, and we all need to do this and cooperate, right? We're all on the same page here. We're all on the same page. It's simple. That's common courtesy, basic manners, due diligence, do the right thing, put your trash in the garbage can. Speak, read, and write the English language. Whoa, whoa. English is the major language, the main language in North America. Tell me how it's not right that every commercial driver should be able to speak, read, and write English. It's common sense, you know? I respect people that can speak other languages. I think that's awesome, but not on our highways. If you're going to be a commercial driver, you need to be able to communicate and read English. It's a safety factor. I'm not going to get into that factor right here because, as you know, there's a lot of waves in North America about that right now. That's another video, another topic for another day. But, you know, don't think you can slide by not being able to speak the language and read English, right? When in Rome, do as the Romans do. North American main language is English. End of story. Don't wash your feet in truck stop sinks. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're going to have a shower, go have a friggin' shower. But keep your feet out of the frickin' sinks. Those are for people to wash their hands in. End of story. No flip-flops, right? You guys are truck drivers. Yes, you need to be comfortable. I get that. I get that. Everybody wants to dress a certain way. Yeah. I get that. But you're around heavy equipment, heavy trailers, heavy loads. You're near loading docks, unloading. Bare feet with flip-flops? Doesn't work. Leather shoes, leather boots, something with some substance. Maybe even heavy track shoes, running shoes, whatever. But not flip-flops. Be clean. Don't stink and don't look disheveled. Do your best to stay neat and tidy. You don't need to have a shirt with a collar and dress pants with a pleat down the front. Clean t-shirt, jeans, you know, I suppose sweatpants are acceptable if they're neat and clean, not with holes in them and grease and crap all over. Yes, you might get dirty fixing your truck or loading your truck or hand bombing a load off, yes. But, you know, for the most part, make yourself look like a presentable human being. Because you've got no right to bitch and complain about people saying, oh, they don't respect me. Well, no freaking wonder. Look at you. Look in the mirror. Right? You look awful. Clean yourself up. Look presentable. That's all we're asking. Forget the trash talk. How many times was I ever with Dave? And for the most part, he wouldn't even want me in the truck stops. for the language, because of the language. Well, believe me, I've heard it all. And I did go into the truck stops, and, you know, for the most part, he was right, you know. And on the CB, oh, whoa, that was another issue too. So, you know, when you're presenting yourself to the public, or, you know, just in general, just, you know, clean it up, clean it up. Save the trash talk for whenever. But, you know, when you're presenting yourself as, whether it's you're an owner-operator or a company driver, just keep it clean, keep your cool, keep your cool. It just is a really, really bad look to, like, go batshit crazy over anything or nothing, right? And then people say, oh, truck drivers are, you know, screwy. They've got hot tempers, they're this, they're that. Well, yes, some things do PO you off, and rightfully so. But you know what? That really is also part of the job, to maintain your composure and just let it go, deal with things as they come, and not lose your shit every time something doesn't go your way or go right. Because believe me, in trucking, if anything could go wrong, it will, and does, multiple times a day. But roll with it. Just roll with it. Be a professional. Take it in stride, and it will all be okay. Bad behavior at truck stops. Speeding through truck stops and using the Jake in truck stops. And again, I know Dave complained about this a lot. In fact, he was most concerned about getting hit. His truck getting hit, his equipment getting hit in truck stop parking lots more so than he was on the highways. Like, he just kept to the outer part of the parking lot where there was less traffic, because he said, you know, often there were cowboys, you know, really close to the restaurants or close to the fuel pumps, you know, zoom, you know, racing through there. And yeah, just like wind it down. You're not on the highway. It's not a race. Just, you know, take a step back. Take it easy. You don't need to have the Jake brake on in the parking lot. No need for it at all. No need for it at all. Don't disturb others. Some other guys are trying to sleep in the middle of the day or the middle of the night or whatever. You know, you wouldn't drive down a residential street with your Jake brake on and, you know, doing 55 miles an hour at any time. So don't do it in a truck stop parking lot. Those are your fellow drivers. They're trying to sleep, you know, like, smarten up if you do that. So basically my point is, put yourself out there as a professional, you know, do the best you can, keep your calm, keep it cool, respect other people, respect fellow drivers, be courteous to the people in the truck stops or those you deal with every day, and, you know, it'll be okay, right? You don't have to have hissy fits and put that bad image out there, because then, you know, you really don't truly have the right to complain about how people treat you and disrespect you if you're putting yourself out there and coming across as an idiot or an animal, right? So you need to earn that respect, and that image and behavior is all part of that. But, you know, these are pretty elementary, basic, common sense stuff. I shouldn't even be doing this video, but many requests that I do, just for the record. So some of maybe the newer drivers who really aren't sure what pisses some of the other drivers off, they don't know what they're doing to tick them off. Well, now, just so we're all on the same page. So I hope this was helpful for those who have had questions about what they should and shouldn't do in different situations. If you've got any questions, comments, and so on, and this wasn't to offend anyone, this was meant to be helpful, basic, straightforward, straight to the point information. But I would love to hear from you. If you've got any comments, questions, replies, criticisms, I got big shoulders. Leave them below. And I'll see you on the next one.